Hi, I'm Randy Moore, Chief of the U.S. Forest Service. Today, I'm standing near South Lake Tahoe where the Caldor Fire posed a serious threat to the community and this treasured landscape in 2021. Work over many years by partners and the Forest Service paid off. It showed us that when prescribed fire and other forest thinning is placed strategically on the landscape and around communities, wildfire behavior is less dramatic and firefighters have a better and safer chance to stop the fire and minimize its impacts. We have to do more of this work on a broader scale. That is why the Forest Service released a 10-year strategy in January to confront the wildfire crisis. And at the same time, when we use tools like prescribed fire, we have to do everything we can to minimize the potential for controlled burns to escape. On May 20th, I decided to pause the use of prescribed fire on all national forests and grasslands to conduct a 90-day review of the agency's prescribed burning program. This decision was necessary after some prescribed fires escaped control this spring and had devastating impacts on communities and resources. Although 99.84% of thousands of prescribed fires each year by the Forest Service go according to plan, we cannot underestimate how destructive these escapes can be. We can never guarantee prescribed fires won't escape because there are risks when we use this tool. The alternative is more large and destructive wildfires like we've seen the past 2 decades. These megafires are the results of the combination of overgrown trees, climate change, a growing number of homes in the wildland-urban interface, and more than a century of rigorous fire suppression. What we learned overall from this pause and review is that we cannot over-rely on our past successes. Environmental conditions are changing more rapidly as a result of changing climate. We have to continuously learn and adapt and use the collective knowledge of our partners and communities to expand the use of this important tool in a safe and effective manner. Today, I'm announcing that the Forest Service will resume its prescribed fire burning program by immediately taking 7 actions to minimize the potential for prescribed fire escapes. These actions will ensure prescribed fire plans are up to date with the most recent science, that key factors and conditions are closely evaluated the day of the prescribed burn, and that decision makers are engaged in real time to determine whether a prescribed burn should be implemented. These actions are a starting point to continuous improvement in how we plan and conduct prescribed burning. I've also decided to take additional steps to ensure prescribed fire practitioners have the tools and the resources they need to be successful on the ground. By the end of this year, for example, we will establish a Western prescribed fire training curriculum with our interagency fire and research community and partners. This will allow us to expand successes of the National Training Center headquartered in Tallahassee, Florida. The curriculum will incorporate the knowledge and experience of tribes, partners, and communities to include a strategy of training and developing skills together so we can build collective capacity to expand the use of this critical tool to confront the wildfire crisis. My opening statement and the team's final report is linked to this video. I ask that you read my statement and the final report to understand this comprehensive review and the associated recommendations, considerations, and actions. We're ready and prepared to do the work needed to resume our prescribed burning program safely and effectively. I want to thank the public and our dedicated employees for their understanding as we conduct this important review. And I want to thank the National Review Team for their thorough analysis and their contributions to improving our prescribed fire program. At the Forest Service, we strive to hold ourselves accountable, learn from our successes and mistakes, and find better ways to serve the American people and steward the lands entrusted to our care for the benefit of current and future generations.